Hi, in this video, I'm going to say a few quick words about Fstring. So we've all seen the use of string.format, where we can substitute variables or any kind of expressions into a curly braces inside a string. Okay, so now in the quest for more readability and more clarity in terms of code, Python actually introduced a new way of doing this since Python 3.6, and that is by directly putting a variable, or as a matter of fact, any sort of expressions inside the string itself. Now, this string has to be prepended or prefixed with the word f, and that's why it's called f string or formatted string. Okay, and now inside the string, anytime that it sees a pair of curly braces, then anything that you put inside the curly braces, they can be an expression variable in this case. Okay, so these two are pretty much exactly the same. So if I run this, okay, if I run this now, you will see that the variables, instead of printing out, hour, it will print out the value of hour, right, and minutes and seconds. So, and this is more readable because, we know exactly what we're printing out, right? We know exactly what it's going to go inside the string compared to, using the string.format. And as I just said, you're not limiting to just putting variables in these curly braces. You can actually put expressions. So say, for example, I can actually put, say, 1 plus 1 here, and then it will evaluate that expression, and it's going to put the result of the expression right where we want it to be. So it's going to be 2. Okay. Now, what if you actually want to do a little bit of formatting like we did before with string.format? Well, so as it turns out, you can actually do the formatting exactly as before. So you put, after you put the expression in the curly braces, you can put the colon and then the string format little language, the formatting specification right after the colon. So for example, if we, like we did before, we want to format this as an integer with 2 digits left field by zeros, and same thing for the seconds. We want to print it as a floating point and only 3 decimal places for the entire width of 6 characters. We can do exactly that after the colon, and if we run this would be the result, which is the same as kind of we're using the string.format before. All right, so okay, this is what this slide says, and this is what this says. Next, so there is just one kind of thing that is slightly different from using just the string.format. So what it is that the f string, this is evaluated at the time when you define the f string. So here I define an f string called the force is strong with a variable name. Now it will try to look up or evaluate the expressions right on this line, but name we haven't defined yet, right? Name is defined in the line after, so this is not going to work. Okay. On the other hand, with the string.format, when we define the string, I mean, this is just a string literal, so it's not going to do anything with it, right? It's only when we do string.format and then supply it with the expression or variable, in this case the name, then it's going to try to evaluate or format the entire string. So this would work. Okay, so yep, that is the difference. Okay, so yeah, so whichever way you format your string, you either using a string.format or a string, this is the both of them are preferred way over using string concatenation because it is faster. And the reason for that is string concatenation, it creates new string by copying the original string. So, that could be a lot of overhead. So anyway, you can use either one, string.format or fstring, but I would highly encourage you to use fstring just because it's more readable.